Hello, my dear student. Today I'm going to explore the difference between to be and simple present. Why? Because in some activities I can see that you are not sure when you use this to be verb is an are, or when you use this auxiliary do and does in affirmative or negative. Pay attention, please. Never mix it this. This is to be, and this is simple present. Don't mix it in any sentences. Why? Because it's so important, okay? But this is the most common mistake that you have when you are writing in present tense. Okay, when do you talk with to be, remember this is the three forms: am, is, and are. When you use am, I, is, he, she, it, or are, you, we, they. This is an example. I am teacher, you are at home, she is happy. Look at this. Our verb in this case is to be. To be. I am, you are, she is. Are you at home? Is she happy? Our verb in this case is always to be, are and is. It is so different. Simple present. Simple present have two auxiliaries, do and does. Does, I, you, we, they, and do, I, you, we, they, and does, he, she. This is an example. The student do not or don't study. Our verb here is study, okay? For the reason you need this auxiliary in negative form. Study at school today. In this case, Peter does not or doesn't work. Our verb is work on Saturday. Subject, do, does not, verb, and complement. Look at this. The verb in these sentences is study. The verb in these sentences is work. When the activity requires the activity with to do in present, don't use please, do and does. Not. It is to be in present. Use this. Am, is, or are. Because don't mix it this. It's so important. This is the interrogative form. When do you use do or does? Remember, don't use with to be. Does my sister eat pizza? Our verb in this case is eat. Or do you sleep in the afternoons? Our verb in this case is sleep. Okay, this is the common mistake. She doesn't like. Don't use like with do you have the auxiliary. And look at this. Don't use to be in this sense. Don't use to be. Look at the example. I compare. If the activity is in present tense, but it's another verb different with to be, in this case, it's it's an example. In affirmative form, you use they work in a restaurant, okay? Why? Because our verb is work. You need negative. They don't work in a restaurant. The auxiliary for work in simple present is don't. With this subject, they work in a restaurant. In interrogative for do they work in a restaurant? Do. Pay attention. This is the very word. And what happened when the activity says use the be in present? If the word is be used in this way. Is she at home? She isn't at home, or she is at home. Don't use doesn't or do. No, because the verb is to be. Okay, remember this is to be. Look at the common mistakes. This is a mistake. I am studying English. Don't mix it. Am, to be, not, study. Our verb is study, not to be. You use I study English. Don't use am because it's not clear. If you have negative, don't mix to be and other verbs in the same sentences. Another example. She doesn't be. No. If you wants to be in negative, you don't put doesn't be. It's a mistake. Use she isn't at school. Okay? And another. Do you are not. Are, don't mix it with do and to be. Does and to be. No, it's impossible. Do you live in Bogota? Yes, I do. No, I don't. Okay, remember that this is so important. What was my intention when I explained this? Because in the most of your work, I can check and review. You have this mistake. This is important you study and correct this for our partial. According to the agenda that I post yesterday, it's important that you read this and you prepare your speaking. What is the speaking? How much? this is the time, all of this, you read please the article, okay? And take into account, this is so important in present tense. You have two tense, work and to be, but so different, okay? Remember, this is important. And you prepare your speaking for the next class. Remember, our next class, we're going to meet in Zoom, the app. You can do Zoom in your computer or in your cell phone. You can use the app, okay? But this is important if you have any doubts at any topic about the syllabus, okay? Bye bye and see you in the next class. And don't forget, study and prepare your speaking.